Brought to you by Wall Street Prison Consultants.
I'm Olivia, a custody advisor at Wall Street Prison Consultants. Today I'm going to explain prosecutorial misconduct. Prosecutors, as the representatives of the state in criminal proceedings, play a crucial role in upholding this balance. However, when officials stray from their professional and ethical obligations, the consequences can be dire. Prosecutorial misconduct refers to actions taken by a prosecutor, intentionally or not, that violate court rules or ethical standards, thereby undermining a defendant's right to a fair trial. This can range from hiding evidence that may exonerate a defendant to making inappropriate comments during a trial. While the range of actions that can be classified as misconduct is broad, some common instances include withholding exculpatory evidence, which is the most grievous form of misconduct, involves the prosecutor not sharing evidence that might exonerate the defendant. The landmark case Brady v. Maryland in 1963 established this violated a defendant's right to due process. Making improper arguments and prejudicial statements that are not based on evidence that can poison a jury against a defendant. Tainting jury members by sharing inadmissible evidence, or attempting to influence them outside of the court setting. Offering false testimony when a prosecutor knew or should have known that a witness was giving false testimony, but did nothing to correct it. The ripple effects of misconduct can be catastrophic. Wrongful convictions are the most apparent outcome, leading to innocent individuals spending years, even decades, behind bars. Furthermore, it erodes public trust in the justice system, making citizens skeptical of its efficacy and fairness. For the wrongfully convicted, the psychological, emotional, and financial toll can be enormous. Former District Attorney Mike Nifong in the Duke University La Crosse case in 2006 stepped out of the case when it was revealed he had withheld exculpatory DNA tests on the players, and he was subsequently forced out of office, disbarred, convicted of contempt of court and jailed for a day in 2007. In a New York robbery case, Michael Agee had 10 years of his life stolen because prosecutors withheld crucial evidence. A judge ruled that the Niagara Falls man had not received a fair trial in 2012, and that the evidence prosecutors kept secret cast doubt on his guilt. It's also worth noting that while the misconduct may lead to a case being overturned on appeal, it doesn't necessarily mean the prosecutor will face disciplinary action. Many argue that the lack of consistent and meaningful consequences for such behavior is a major problem in itself. Combating prosecutorial misconduct requires a multi-pronged approach, such as training to ensure that prosecutors are well trained on their ethical obligations and understand the consequences of any breaches. Creating oversight bodies that can investigate claims of misconduct and recommend appropriate action. Accountability, by implementing meaningful consequences for prosecutors found guilty of misconduct, from retraining to disbarment in extreme cases. For more information and assistance on understanding the realities of plea agreements, you should consider hiring a prison consultant. Now, let's talk about Wall Street Prison Consultants. Hiring Wall Street Prison Consultants, when facing federal criminal charges, can provide valuable support and guidance through a complex and intimidating process, and help defendants take advantage of programs offering substantial early release. Here's why someone in this situation might consider hiring them. While there's no shortage of criminal defense attorneys to represent defendants in the courtroom, most attorneys' knowledge of custody ends at the prison gates, leaving clients to fend for themselves after the judge renders sentencing. According to legal statistics, 97% of those charged are convicted, with thousands of white-collar defendants sentenced to federal prison each year, the majority being first-time offenders clueless what to expect upon entering custody. Wall Street's services begin long before a defendant even goes inside, and continues after release. Depending on when retained, they guide clients through indictment, trial, pleas, sentencing, and prison survival all the way through supervised release. By using their services, clients develop an edge when dealing with their lawyers. Wall Street takes the mystery out of the judicial court process by educating clients with easy-to-understand step-by-step explanations on federal criminal statutes, indictments, and how it applies to them, so they can make educated decisions about their case and understand the ramifications of a criminal trial versus taking a plea agreement. As I'm sure you're aware, prisons can be dangerous places, and having knowledge about prison policies, early release programs, medical care, inmate jobs, dealing with gangs, staff interactions, and the basic politics surrounding incarceration are the keys to surviving successfully and returning home safely. Many defendants are often confused listening to lawyers, friends, and family members about what will happen to them and whether hiring a prison survival consultant is helpful at all. While others may have opinions, they are typically not qualified opinions. And once sentenced, it's the defendant's freedom and safety at stake, with everyone else's well-meaning opinions being worthless. When going to prison, knowledge is key, and hiring a prison consultant with facts, instead of uninformed viewpoints, can be the difference between early release and spending unnecessary time in custody. Wall Street prison consultants have detailed knowledge of both the federal legal system and the inner workings of the federal prison system. Their expertise can demystify the process for defendants and their families and help them prepare for what lies ahead, by offering strategies and advice on how to reduce sentencing length through various legal channels and inmate programs, focusing on aspects legal teams might overlook. If a prison sentence is unavoidable, Wall Street prepares defendants for the realities of prison life, teaches them survival tactics, and helps with the emotional transition from freedom to confinement, as well as securing designation to a preferred facility that meets an inmate's needs and aligns with their specific security level or health requirements. Wall Street offers support in planning for life after release, including supervised release requirements and re-entry into society, and doesn't make false promises, but provide a realistic view of the situation and what can be done to mitigate it. While they are not lawyers, they often work in conjunction with legal teams to make sure that all aspects of the defendant's situation are being considered and offer more personalized and continuous support compared to a legal team, especially during the post-trial and imprisonment stages. In essence, they can provide comprehensive support tailored to the unique needs and challenges faced by someone charged with a federal crime, and help them navigate through both the legal and prison systems. It's a specialized service that can add an extra layer of support and guidance that complements the legal defense, but doesn't replace the need for competent legal representation. For more information, contact the director and founder of Wall Street Prison Consultants, Larry Levine, at 213-948-1069, or by email at help@wallstreetprisonconsultants.com. Or visit us on the web at wallstreetprisonconsultants.com.